Hey, beautiful friends and lovers who are my friends that I call lovers because I love you all. I'm Metta here, and as you can tell, I'm tired. It's really late. It's like 1 something. I don't know. It's after 1. Anyways, I just was about to start my meditation before I go to bed. I have an hour meditation. And an insight came that I thought was worthy of stopping. And even though the whole point of meditation is just to let things go. But I thought this was worth it. So I'm going to make a really, really short video. Under 3 minutes maybe. Really sleepy. So, any of us who are on a spiritual path, the ultimate goal is always enlightenment, right? Total freedom from suffering. And the thing I realized is there's a way we can look at this enlightenment and our meditation practice, and to put the goal within our reach, to make it look more feasible and attainable. And the way that is by realizing that enlightenment, I don't think, is any sort of magical, transformative thing. It's not some mystical thing, although mystical things may happen along the path. What it really is the culmination of the building up of habits. Because all of our, like when you see a child, I mean, there is suffering inherent in life. However, it builds and builds and builds, and that's why you see people that have midlife crisis, right? I apologize, I'm so sleepy. It's crazy. So the conditionings are what build up suffering in our lives. We become conditioned, and we believe we are right or wrong, or victimized, or angry, or sad, or depressed, or anything like that, happy. And really, so these are all habits, because you didn't start when you were 1 year old and think, like a 1-year-old doesn't know what depression is. It maybe experiences things like stress, but, it doesn't conceptualize it and say, I'm stressed. It just, it's like the body is stressed because it's hungry or something, or it's tired. Like this guy. And hence the bloodshot eyes. I'm up way too late. And I don't smoke pot, by the way. And so if the reasons for our suffering, I'm over 3 minutes. If the reasons for our suffering are because of conditioning and because of bad habits, bad mental habits, and errors in thinking, then we could say that enlightenment too could be the result of good habits, And so if we have the habit of seeing things as they are, eventually it'll just become the way of our life, and it won't take any effort whatsoever. So really, instead of looking at enlightenment and thinking, well, maybe someday I'll be enlightened. That is true. Maybe someday I will be free of my own suffering. But if I look at it as though it's really just, all I have to do is develop new habit patterns, and my brain will wire in such a way that everything becomes automatic. And if I just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, it's like playing an instrument. The more you do it, the more easy it comes to you, and it just becomes natural, and it becomes, you can just play through inspiration instead of trying to think about it so much. It just happens. And then you can create beauty in art and music without even trying. And so enlightenment, I think, is the same way. I really do. I think if we work hard at transcending our bad habits without, self-deprecating thoughts that we're wrong for having anger, or wrong for having sadness, or anything like that. We realize the nature of reality. We realize everything's impermanent. or really tired, and then we just work towards, I'm not sure if I'm going to post this, but I probably will, who cares? Sleepy. This is the way life is right now for me. It's sleepy. And so if we just realize that by continually working, continually trying to see things as they are, releasing all the labels. So if if there's an angry thought in the mind, you just label it as angry. You don't label it as I shouldn't be angry. You just you say what it is. That's what it is. It's just anger. It's an angry thought. That's all. And then you can be free from it. You can choose a new thought, or you can just see it. Oh, that's an angry thought. I wonder how long it'll be there. Or a happy thought even. That's a state. It's a state of mind. Or an anxious thought, or an anxious feeling, or just a bodily feeling. You don't even have to, if you have anxiety or something. Like I had a little spell of anxiety earlier today. And I just sort of, somebody helped me with it actually. Thank you so much. If you see this, you know who you are. And, but if we just have the experience of anxiety, instead of the label of it, instead of saying, well, I have anxiety or something like that. I mean, for me, it was just, felt like I was going to be sick. Just felt this unease in my stomach. And kind of a feeling like I wasn't really safe, or not really safe, but that I needed to get up and do something else other than what I was doing, that I needed to stop what I was doing and do something different. And so I just watched it, and also got a little bit of love and help and support from somebody, which was great. But we can just be with, okay, there's the thought. Okay, there's the thought that, I feel like vomiting. My physical body is feeling ill. Okay. I don't have to say it's the end of the world. It just is. So anyways, blah, 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 blah. Back to the point. I really think if we just follow a course of spiritual practice, meditation, and seeing things as they are, and just allowing things to be without creating self in it, and saying it's my problem, it's my thoughts, it's my ego, all these kind of things. We just allow life to be as it is and see the nature of things. So if you see a bird, you just say it's a bird. It's not a beautiful bird, it's not an ugly bird, it's just a bird. Or somebody calls you an asshole, you say, that was a word, asshole. A person spoke a word, asshole. Doesn't mean I am an asshole. It just means somebody spoke the word asshole. It was a sound. And you break it down even further, it was just a sound. And you break it down even further, it was just a vibration. So you take all the self out of it, and then there's no suffering. And you just develop these habits. We just develop these habits of, coming back to the breath. And eventually you just get so good at it. Eventually, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better. And you just, all of a sudden you realize, I'm with my breath and I wasn't even trying. And you're peaceful a lot more of the time. So anyways, look at enlightenment as a habit instead of some transformative thing that's going to happen that's it's out of your reach. Because creating new habits is within your reach. We can all create new habits. We know how to do it. And in fact, there's apparently evidence that it only takes 21 days to create new habits. So there's a lot of habits we got to break. So it's a lot of work, but it's all doable. The brain is malleable. It's plastic. We can create new neurosynaptic connections. And just by repeating things, the brain learns by repeating. That's how we learn. And so if we repeat being peaceful all the time, seeing things as they are, and not becoming deluded and creating all these fantasies and fictions about life, then eventually that'll be our way. And peace. peace and happiness and love will be a habit. And enlightenment will be inevitable, my friends. So if we just break the habit, break the addictions of negative thinking, break the addictions of angry thinking, break the addictions of labeling, and we just try to be with life as it is, coming back to the breath, so we have an anchor into the present moment. And I feel like that's going to make our spiritual paths a little bit more enjoyable and more attainable, and make it seem like we can actually do it, instead of thinking, well, no, it's never going to happen. I'm just going to have to deal with this life and my ego and blah, 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 blah. Now we can actually look at it and say, well, I'm making progress. I'm becoming more peaceful more and more. I am becoming more equanimous more and more. And so we can just say, well, I'm actually heading down the right path. If you're becoming more peaceful, less able to be triggered and upset, then that's good. And so keep going. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Peace.